So in 2023, Northern California got this thing, we call it the Snowmageddon. It was a ton of snow, came down in a few days. It was really heavy, wet snow, and that's okay in the high Sierras, but even in the high Sierras, they had a lot of damage and homes got buried. But here in the coastal range, this tree got smashed. This is about 1,800 foot elevation in Napa County, California. And some of these branches, that one in the middle there that I'm pointing at, got broken off. The top got broken off, and I'm going to have to cut it down, trim it down. But I don't want to leave a big wound against the main leader there. So it's going to be, hopefully there's a branch that I can use as a redirect, a small one at least. But yeah, this tree had stress fractures in it, and I'm going to reduce the entire crown. So these are before and after pictures. So I came around here to this side of the tree to show it from a different angle. This is at the end of the day, and I got a bunch trimmed out there. And this tree was wiping me out for some reason. I was tired. This was the middle of winter. I don't know. I climbed this whole tree with a back injury too. You can see where I trimmed over there on the right-hand side of the tree. That's why I took out a lot of twigs and branches out on the tips. I had to climb way out there on the ends. That's all the brush I got. That pile right there, and that pile up there, and also this pile right over here to the left. And but yeah, I only thinned out that day over there on the right-hand side. Yeah, so the next day, I got all the wood out of there, worked really hard, and that's all the brush, and that's all the brush, all the branches trimmed out of the tree, stacked up neat, and to the untrained eye, you wouldn't even notice that anybody reduced the crown. Only an arborist would look at it closely up here. Only an arborist would even be able to notice that this has had crown reduction, because I didn't do the tree like this. So this is another style of pruning. It's called heading, or pollarding, some people call it. And then they grow out, just chopping the ends off, and then totally different style. That's not my style. Well, this right here is proper crown reduction, my friends. I'm going to say it, but yeah, that's the way it is right there. That's what it looks like. Would have been helpful to have a bucket truck. I reduced the crown quite a bit, and hopefully the tree will be safer. A lot more air is going to flow through this tree, and I got some footage coming up here of the tree after it leafed out this spring. One more thing I want to say is it was really hard getting the limbs down off of here. They were growing all the way down onto these power lines. Yeah, I did everything with ropes, hand tools up in the tree. Yeah, that was it was almost harder than just taking the whole tree down, because I did a takedown of a tree like this. It had a better drop zone than this one, but it took me about the same amount of time just reducing this crown. It's a lot of work. That vertical leader that's coming off that other leader, trimmed it down to a small branch that was growing off to the left there, and hopefully it can develop and help with the compartmentalization process of that wound that's going to be there. But I didn't want the wound right down on that leader, because it could introduce rot into, and compromise the structural integrity of that leader there. So, I mean, this tree was thrashed by a major snowstorm, so I did the best I could on that. Anyways. So here's that tree in the summer. Here we are at the end of May 2025 at about 1,800 foot elevation in Napa County, Northern California. Come around to the other side of the tree here. So this is what it looks like now. And see how you can see patches of blue sky through here? Over here, those openings of blue sky. Well, last year, well, even before the Snowmageddon, when we had all that snow and it crushed a bunch of limbs. This tree was a blackout shade tree, meaning it had such thick foliage, you didn't see the blue sky behind it. You just saw green leaves. But I opened it up, took out a lot of branches from the head. I had to go all the way out on those limbs. And here's a before and after coming up right here. And right there is pruned, but not leafed out yet. And this right here is leafed out. Especially at this angle, you can see a lot of blue sky through the tree, which means it's been opened up. That'll allow more air to flow through it. But I don't think the branches will be sunburned. You know, the untrained eye, if they look at this tree, they wouldn't even know somebody pruned it, but I took a lot of material out of there. I went out and took material out from the very tips. There's a small cut you can see right up in there. It's shaking back and forth in the wind. And that, my friends, is what crown reduction looks like. I believe, to my estimation, proper crown reduction. So let's look at the interior of the tree here. See a lot of branches, leafing branches. A lot of lateral sprouts came out, and they're gonna leaf better than before because I opened up the canopy to more sunlight, so the interior is gonna get more sun, which it's growing branches to shade itself, and it will photosynthesize, and that way the tree doesn't get burned on the inside. Yeah, and I did all the pruning on this tree in the middle of winter when everything was dormant. That's between December, January, February, that timeline. Yeah, and I got the footage coming up of me doing all the work up in the tree this last winter, and it's gonna take a while to edit. It's a ton of footage, and I'll post it as soon as I can in the description below. And I hope this was informative and educational, and I hope everybody just has a great day, and be safe out there. Thank you.